Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert on June 1st, 2020. And we're over here by the motorhome because this tire has been flat for a while, and I've been putting off repairing it, but it is repaired now, as you see. And all it was is actually from sitting. I remember when I bought those tires, I bought them up in the Bishop area, and the tires were actually a recalled tire, but I had no choice. I had to have it put on. Nobody else had that size tire, so I got upset of them for the front of this and had to sign a waiver on it, but that's okay. They've been holding up ever since, and that was back in like 2003, 2004, somewhere back in there. So anyway, what they told me at the time that the rim wasn't in its best condition, and it had some pitting in it, and they didn't know if it was going to hold the seal or not. So I had the other one last year, went flat on me. Same thing. It seeped out between the rim and the tire. So what I do is I get some of that Fix-A-Flat stuff, because this motorhome is just going to be sitting here anyway. I get that Fix-A-Flat stuff, and I put that inside the tire. Then I'll use a drill motor to rotate the tire for about 5 minutes or so that it spreads around on the inside, then inflate it up to pressure, and they usually hold. The other one's been holding now for a year and a half, no problem. So I did that to this one now, and when it had gone flat, it had been sitting flat for a while, so of course the tire gets a crease in it, and it did not want to reseat on the rim. So what I did was I put a ratchet strap, that ratchet strap right over there. I put that around the tire, and I tightened it down until I got the tire kind of like compressed in the center of the tread area, and it was up against the rim, but it still wouldn't take air because the weight of the tire was hanging down, and the bottom where it hits the rim wouldn't seal no matter what I tried. So what I did was I jacked it all the way up, made sure there was no weight on it, put the strap on as tight as I could, and I let it sit for 2 or 3 weeks. The tire relaxed, found its way back up against the rim. I came over and I hit it with the air compressor, and right away the seam set. Now, if you got the time to do something like that, it works. If not, you can always take the whole thing off and go down to a tire shop and pay them to reseat it. And then put some of that tire slime inside of it. And that one right there is good because it even works through the tire sensor valves on those the newer vehicles, like my van has that. This is an older 1970 motorhome. It doesn't have any of that fancy stuff. But anyway, I got that tire fixed, and that was another chore taken off of my list. And the winds are blowing again, as you can see. They're running about 14 to 17 last time I checked. And I went into town today. I was in town yesterday, and I went to Home Depot in Victorville, and I was supposed to pay my Home Depot credit card off. I had a check in my pocket and totally forgot about it. I returned the extra flooring I had for doing the floors inside the new room. I had an extra case of it unopened. I returned that to get the $28 back on it, and some extra drywall tape I bought just in case. Returned that. That was only a couple of bucks, and a couple of angle stops for the plumbing job for my neighbor's John up the road. They were the wrong ones in the wrong boxes, so I returned those, and I got the right ones in the van now. And I completely forgot to make a payment on my credit card. So I went over to the supermarket after that, and as I was reaching in my pocket for my list, I found the check, and I went, oh no. So I finished my grocery shop and went back to Home Depot, and the line at the door went halfway around the parking lot. And I said, no way. I am not standing in that line just to make a payment. So today I had to go to Tractor Supply, and I like the one in Barstow better than the one in Hesperia. So I went to Barstow, and while I was there, I said, well, there's a Home Depot right around the corner here. I'll just go in and make my payment. It's early enough, so there's no junk going on. I pulled into the parking lot, and there was emergency vehicles everywhere. Unmarked cars, marked cars, fire department, ambulance, paramedics, everything was there. I thought to myself, oh my God, protesters and looters are two different things. And I'm thinking, okay, so somebody tried to rob Home Depot because of this looting thing going on. Oh no. So anyway, I saw a girl standing at the Home Depot entrance to the garden shop, and she was shaking her head saying, nope, we're closed. And I rolled down my window and I said, what's going on? I just need to make a credit card payment. And she says, well, bring it over here. I can do that for you. So I brought it to her. She took it inside and did that. And I said, what's going on here? She goes, oh, some guy just walked in through the main doors, the front doors, pulled out a knife and committed suicide. It bled all over the floor. So they're cleaning that up. It's going to be a while before the store reopens. I said, oh no, this world has gone nuts. Totally nuts. Okay? You got people out there protesting a black man's death from a police officer, and they think that that justifies vandalizing, burning other people's businesses, breaking into businesses and stealing everything, stealing Levi's and tennis shoes or whatever they want to call them. You know, these guys are just, they're out of their heads, you know, and I'll tell you what, I just watched the news a little while ago, and this is all I'm going to say on this. They were showing down, I guess it was in Hollywood or something, of a bunch of the store owners have armed themselves and they're staying inside their stores, and they're going to protect their stores. Good for them. You know what? You have a right to do that, and if I say, the way I look at it is, shoot the first 3 people as they've come through your broken window, and I'll guarantee the other 500 are leaving. That's all there is to it. I'm just sick and tired of the stupid BS criminals out there. You know how much I hate thieves, and those are nothing but thieves. They're arrogant, stupid, rotten thieves, criminals. And a couple of them with bullets in them won't hurt this society at all. As a matter of fact, it'll do it some good. All right, so I was in the garden. I did a bunch of work in the garden again. I'm not going to go down there. One of the things that I was, I found an app on my phone. It's called Plant Snap. And you take a picture of any plant, and in a matter of seconds, it comes back and it tells you what it is. Well, I knew I had mulberry trees, but they had different leaves on different trees. So I took pictures of each one and I sent them to them. And it comes back that some of them are fruitless mulberry trees, and the other ones are white mulberries. And the white mulberries apparently don't have any tartness to them. They're real super sweet, and the tartness is supposed to make them taste better. But you know, what the heck, if they're super sweet, they got a lot of sugars, that means that they'll make some really good wine. But the fruitless ones, they're saying those can grow 50 to 60 feet tall, and they're usually used for shade, and they don't make a mess because the black mulberries, apparently those things will stain everything, including your fingers, your tongue, your lips, everything. So the white mulberries are not as bad as staining anything, but they don't have any tartness to them, so they're not really a super favorite of all of the fruits of them. And they have all different colors of them. That's what I found out by looking on that plant snap thing. And well, I guess I'm going to have to unplant the fruitless tree that I put into where the apple tree used to be in my garden, and move that over. I'm going to move the fruitless ones over around the area around my gray water pit, and let the gray water them, so it doesn't cost me anything to water those. And then I've got one that is the white mulberry, and I'm going to plant that into that box and let that one grow. Apparently mulberry trees can be either male or female or both. They can be half male, half female. And I don't know which ones are which, so this is my first experience with mulberry trees. Where I come from, I don't remember ever seeing mulberry trees. We had sassafras trees, we had walnut trees that put out walnuts, we had crabapple trees, we had Concord grapevines growing everywhere, we had blueberry bushes, we had apple trees, pear trees, peach trees. There was a lot of fruit just growing wild when I grew up, and we would go down and play in the woods all summer long and never had to bring a lunch with us. We ate off of the land. And someday I'll be doing that here. So anyway, I wanted to cover all of that, get it done. And I have one other thing to cover. I had a question about Orange County Farm Supply, where I go down to Orange County to buy stuff like my aviary wire for my garden house and that stuff. Well, they wanted to know if they were still open with the pandemic going on. I checked on them today. Yes, they are open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. They're closed on Sundays. And if you want to call ahead to make sure, their phone number is area code 714-978-6500. One more time, 714-978-6500. That's Monday to Saturday, 7 to 3, closed on Sundays. Tell them G-Bear at G-Bear's Off-Grid Way sent you, and get what you need. Have fun, everybody. This is G-Bear reminding you, give me a thumbs up down there, please. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and don't forget to share with your friends. They deserve to see my videos also. G-Bear signing off.